amongst your peers. And I'm sorry, my name is Wendy Ross. How you doing? What we're going to do today, we've handed out some flyers and we're going to give you some tips on first impressions and your introductions. Like I said, I'm Wendy Ross and I'm going to let my fellow Toastmasters introduce themselves.
Hello everybody, my name is Shayla Harris. I am a junior chemistry major, math minor at Clark Atlanta University. And I just want to start off by saying that I was sitting over there watching all of you guys' 30-second elevator speech, and I love what I saw. I think you guys are well on your way to become very, very good speakers in general. So congratulations on that. I was very, very, very impressed.
Good evening, everybody. Hi, my name is Miranda Blanks. I'm the recording secretary for Toastmasters, and I'm a sophomore at Clark Atlanta University with a major in business management. And I did love the elevator speeches that I seen after I came in. Like, so far, I didn't see all of you, but through what I seen, it was nice. And did we start?
Yes, first we're going to start with
Okay, I passed out. Oh, would y'all like one too?
Sure. Thank you.
I want y'all to be lost. I passed out some flyers. It tells like first impressions and introductions on how you come across people. And I see you all know about elevator speeches. And first and foremost, you should always be prepared when giving an elevator speech. That means, think of everything you're going to say, have it ready, and give to the person. When the person that you're talking to as well, you must know something about them, and you must do your research on them. Like, if you come up to somebody, most likely you will know who they are. So, like, that's why you're giving your elevator speech to them. So, hit them with a few fun facts about themselves, their company, who they're with, and secondly, on the thing, you will notice that you must be on time. Being on time is very important. As, like she said, first impression is always the last impression. And being on time, that means arriving 15 minutes early. But if you arrive on time, that means you're being late. So come always on time. And during those 15-minute time period, you should always prepare yourself and get your elevator speech ready. So when you come up to the person, you'll be ready to say what you're going to say. Arrive early is much better than arriving late. Hands down, the first step of creating a great first impression is always the arriving early. Use the time to compose yourself. Think about what you're going to get across about yourself and review any questions you want to ask the person. So, think of it. And nextly, we have present yourself appropriately. To be the part, you must always look the part. And that means dressing appropriately. Dressing to every occasion. If you're going to an interview, you should always dress professionally. And if you're going out, you can dress business casually as well. There's always a certain way to dress for every place. And of course, physical appearance matters. The person you are meeting for the first time does not know you or your appearance is usually the first clue he or she is going to have on you. First impression is always the last impression. What is the appropriate dress for the meeting or occasion? In a business setting, what is the appropriate dress attire? Suit, blazer, casual, so on and so forth. Ask yourself what the person you'll be meeting with is likely to wear. If you're in contact with an advertising or music industry, you might want to wear a business suit or something. What we got? Clean and tidy is the appearance. You must always look nice, neat, tidy, clean. Make yourself feel the part. To feel the part, you must be the part. And then we're going to go on to the next slide, which is...
Well, first I want to say, as far as being prepared, I noticed that, and again, you guys did a wonderful job with your elevator speeches. What you want to do is when you're coming to talk to people, most of the time when you're going to do an elevator speech, you already know a little bit about the person that you're going to be talking to, and that's part of being prepared. Just so if you know you're going to go to a convention, if you know you're going to a school event, do some research on the people that you're going to meet. And that way when you talk to them, you're not asking, okay, well, can you tell me about your organization? This is your time to sell yourself and tell them what you can do for them.
so for the next topic, we're going to talk about speaking clearly, smile, and always make eye contact. Eye contact is one of the biggest things when you talk to anybody, because if you're not looking at them, you seem disinterested, you seem bored, sometimes you can seem upset. So you always want to make good eye contact. You want to smile. I know you guys earlier were talking about, should I smile, should I not smile? And a smile always means friendly. It always means, I'm interested in what you have to say. I want you to be interested in what I have to say. So I'm going to show that on my face, because a first impression starts with how you look. So if you look like, nobody's gonna speak to you when you look like you just lost your puppy, or something like, nobody's gonna try and talk to you like that. So you always want to look like you are about to start on an engaging conversation. And then, like how you guys said before, what if they're not paying attention? You want to make them pay attention, because what you have to say is very important to you, especially if you're trying to get a job or if you're trying to introduce yourself to someone else. So to you, it's the most important thing in the world, and you want to convey that to them. So smile, speak clearly, because if they can't hear you or they can't understand you, then they're not going to know what you're saying, and they're going to be less interested. As you guys were working on your elevator speeches, I know you guys already covered that, but an elevator speech, a 30-second speech is always very, very important, because you always want to be able to speak on hand. Always want to be able to speak off the top of your head. If I'm meeting somebody for the first time, let's say they're my future employer, somebody I want to get to know. You want to say, oh, my name is Shayla, I do this, I do that, and I'm interested in you because of this, that, and the other. Give me some more information. You want to go after it, demand what you want, because nobody's going to just give it to you. Nobody's going to just give you anything in life. You have to demand it, And if they're not paying attention, make them pay attention. You know what? I like that suit right there. Let's talk about that for 20 seconds. Then I'm going to go into why I'm talking to you in the first place. And then, winning smile, of course, you got to put on your Colgate commercial for a second and just, go off on, why my smile is the best thing in the room right now. And the elevators. The elevator is, an elevator. The elevator's about this big. So you want to be the brightest thing in that elevator, just so that you can keep their attention. And then, of course, be open and confident. Confidence is always key. You always want to be at your best. If you're not prepared, let's say, you're off that day. You're looking you don't look like you're about to go to a business meeting. You're just hanging around with your friends, and you meet a future employer. You got to get yourself ready in those couple of seconds while you're walking up to them. You got to get yourself mentally prepared to speak to them in 30 seconds about why you're there and what you want to do for the rest of your life. So we are going to move on to small talk, and Wendy's going to take it over.
All right. Well, small talk goes a long way. And Taylor, I really like the way that you, first of all, you projected your voice, you were loud, and you did ask the person, you asked her, how was her day? You probably want to say something about what you know about the organization. So just make little small talk and let them know that you're not afraid to communicate with them. You want to always have a positive attitude, be upbeat. Show them that you're enthusiastic about what you're doing, what you want to do, how you're going to help their organization. It's nothing worse than if you meet somebody and it's like Shayla said, you got a down countenance about yourself. Who's going to want to talk to you? So if you're positive, you're upbeat, you usually you have an aura about yourself, and you usually draw people into you just from being positive, having a positive attitude. You want to be courteous, and you want to be attentive. You want to be nice, hi, how are you? And when you're talking to people, eye contact is always good. And make sure when they're speaking back to you, you're looking, you're letting them know, shaking your head, or letting them know that you're really listening to what they're saying. Okay? And then always you want to shake hands. When you shake the person's hand, it's a nice, firm, strong handshake. You want to shake a person's hand when you first meet them. Hi, how are you? And then you talk.
It's not a dab. I know y'all know what a dab is.